Han Meditations. So the power of the now is incredibly important. And a lot of people just take the now for granted. But something that I always say is every instant in time, you can make a change. So a lot of people think just because they're in an attitude, just because they might not be having the best day at that very moment, that means that they have to let that linger. They have to let that go on and on and on and on. That's not true at all. That's not the case. The power of the now is that every instant in time, you are choosing over and over again who you want to be. And that goes along with everything that you do. So it doesn't matter if you're angry, if you're frustrated, if you're sad, if you're happy, it doesn't matter. Every instant in time, you're continuing to continue that pattern of however you're acting in that moment. So in every instant, you got to think now is the only time. So every instant is forever. An instant is forever, guys. Really think about what I'm saying. An instant lasts forever, and the now is forever. So once you continue to be happy, you continue to be abundant, then that can carry over forever. It doesn't just have to be right now for the next 15 minutes. You can feel that way forever. It's really up to you and how you want to feel and how you want to be.
Yeah, and the more you practice being present in the now and just feeling in the now, like, you know, you can have those moments where you just take it in. Just take a moment, be like, let me just take this moment in. And even if it's a mundane day and it just seems like life as you know it, typical things going on, but if you take the moment to observe it and just kind of just put it in your memory bank, because one day we all go through cycles of life, right? So one day life is going to look totally different and you're going to be wishing like, you know what, I wish I could kind of remember what my bedroom looked like in high school, or just, you know, something random, or how this stage of my life looked. I wish I took it in more. And people say this all the time when they're growing up, or, you know, say when they're kids, when they're babies, when they're toddlers, and then next thing you know, they're adults. They always want to go back to those times and wish they could just see it in front of their eyes again. And the more we do just take those moments in while they are in the now, the more we appreciate them, and the more we do take each moment in even more cherished as they come, because we're training our brain to act in that way, and we're overall just calmer and just more focused.
Yeah, because you should be in a calm state of mind at all times. And yeah, trust me, I know it's easier said than done, but this is something that we're all working on. And once you realize that you have something to work on and you have something to look forward to, that's whenever you can truly feel gratifying experience of chasing after a goal and expanding your mind and expanding your body. And that is what time is for. Time is for learning, guys. If we didn't need to learn, there would be no time, but we all need to learn. So that's why we have all the time we need, and all time is now. So it's just such a beautiful process. And one thing that I always think about is, this sounds crazy, but I always think like, you don't have a gun to your head. And this is obviously an imaginary scenario, but no one's putting a gun to your head and forcing you to be angry, forcing you to be sad, forcing you to have these negative emotions. Because if someone did and they told you, stop acting like this, stop being sad, stop being this or whatever, or, hey, I'm going to give you, let's say you're sad, or you're in an attitude and you're just angry for no real reason at all. And there is no real reason to be angry. So let's just say you're angry, for example, and then next thing you know, you look at your phone, oh my gosh, I just won $10 million in the lottery. Your mood would change instantly. So what's stopping you from feeling like that all the time? Nothing is truly stopping you from feeling like that except yourself. So you have to realize that and think in that way, because as we were saying last time, you want to be the vibration you want to be. You are the vibration of what you attract. So if you want to attract wealth and money, you have to act like you have it in your mind. If you're acting like you don't have it, then you're never going to attract it. But if you act like, yes, I have the money, then guess what? You're going to attract the money. And how would you act if you had $20 million in your account? You wouldn't be worried about the petty stuff, would you?
Yeah. It's so true. I mean, of course, that's something a lot easier said than done, but
it takes practice.
Exactly. And the more you do it, the better you'll get, and up until the point where you won't even get in bad moods or bad attitudes or really let things affect your day, because when we let these things affect our day and let it drag on and our whole day goes down because of one little thing in the beginning, we have to cut it out right then and there. And it's just going to get harder the more you deep and sink down into that bad mood. But it's all up to us. It's literally just in our own essence, in our own body, in our own mind, choosing to feel this way. And we've said this many times, especially Han, but all time really is now. And it works this way because every single millisecond, we are traveling through a billion different realities, parallel realities all at once. So everything that can happen,
so we're time
traveling through them all.
travelers.
Yes. So yeah, basically. So how Han always says, it's like a motion picture. When you're watching a movie motion picture, it's called motion picture.
Pictures in motion.
Exactly. It's the same thing. It looks like they're moving. It looks like real action in front of your eyes, but there's just that many millions of pictures in a millisecond to create the illusion of action and movement. So that's how it works for us too. So that's why these things come up. It's funny because Han was talking to his sister the other day saying that he was reading a book, and then the very next day, opportunities started coming in. And she's like, you think it's because you read the book? But the thing is, it actually is because he read the book. Because you are taking these actions, and it's all controlled from our mind, right? So you read the book, and because you read the book, you change your mindset, you change your paradigm, and you actually stepped into a new one of these parallel realities. So if you're thinking one way, you're going to go through every single possible reality anyway, right? And that's why the law of attraction is true. Because you're thinking on a certain path, you're getting closer and closer and closer to a certain reality. Or if you're thinking in a bad mood in the morning, you stub your toe and you let it start changing your mind. Next thing you know, you spill your coffee on the way to work. You're letting it change your mind more and more. Next thing you know, you get caught off in traffic. You're letting it make your mind worse and worse and worse. And next thing you know, you have a whole bad day because you chose to go to the reality where all these bad things happen in your day.
Exactly. And as Kelly was saying, whenever I was talking to my sister, it's because you read the book. In my mind, I'm thinking, I don't really know. I mean, I know it's because I read the book, but I'm doing so many things in one day, in 24 hours, that are causing all this change to happen. I can't just pinpoint it on one thing. Right. But I can guarantee you reading the book sure helped. Because I know all this information, but anybody can read a book, and someone can read the same book that I read and they don't have the same results because their mind isn't in the same place. So just reading the book isn't what did it. What did it is being in that vibration and being in that reality and allowing that switch to happen and being open-minded and switching my paradigm of reality. So what is a paradigm? We're going to get into this.
Yeah.
Let me turn my ringer off and be a professional.
Essentially, there was a reality existing anyway where he would wake up and have that opportunity. But because he had his mindset and was doing all these actions, doing all this mind thinking and warping, it brought him to that reality. It existed anyway, but it's up to us because we're in charge of our soul and what universes we're passing through. And it brought him there. There's every single second, and in this second, there could be an earthquake, the light could fall down, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. So what is a paradigm? Okay. A paradigm is one that serves as a pattern or model, or a set or list of all the inflectional forms of a word, or a set of assumptions, concepts, values, and practices that constitutes a way of viewing reality for the community that shares them, especially in an intellectual discipline. So, essentially, a paradigm is how you view reality. It's a consistent pattern in which your model of reality is shaped around, your worldview is shaped around. So whenever I'm saying you have to change your paradigm and open up your mind to change the paradigm of your reality, so if you can never even conceive of making $1 million, then you'll never make $1 million. If you can never conceive of being healthy, then you won't be healthy. If you can conceive of being poor, plenty of people have no problem believing that they can be poor. Plenty of people have no problem believing that they can be sick. But why can't they believe that they can be healthy? Why can't they believe that they can be rich beyond imagination? That's something that you have to ask yourself. That's something that you have to work through and figure out, why don't I believe that I can be successful in every endeavor, in every facet of life? You have to ask yourself that and figure out why you can't. Figure out the why first. Before you even worry about believing these things, figure out why you don't believe it. And then you can change and figure out why you can believe it, and then you can believe it. Okay? So.
Because it's usually just a lot of little blocks that are stopping us from fully believing it. Usually fear-based, usually just have to do with our mindset, the way we grew up. For example, you may have a block for becoming a millionaire because you feel deep down that rich people are bad and they're selfish and all these things. So,
Absolutely.
Of course, if you think that way, you don't want to become that kind of person. So you're going to block yourself because you may just grew up and your parents were always saying, oh, rich people this, rich people that, etc. So you have to find the core of it and find out what your blocks are, because as soon as you find that block, it's funny. It's like, as soon as you can like admit it to yourself, you'll be like, oh,
you're set
that's
free.
That's kind of dumb to think that's clearly not true. And then you can really get over it instantly. Because
a lot of people live in a reality in which they're truly not thinking about the thoughts that they think.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that again.
Meditate.
A lot of people live in a reality in which they are not thinking about the thoughts that they think. So a lot of people aren't wondering, why do I think that way? Because not everybody thinks the way you do. If you're one of these people, then you think incredibly negative. If you stepped one instant into my world, into my reality, your whole mind would shift and change, and everything about what you thought you knew would instantly shift and change. And you'd probably be crying. Remember in Doctor Strange, when she took him out of the physical body and put him in the astral form? Mm-hmm. That's how it would be for a lot of people if they came in our reality and actually figured out and thought about what it would feel like to be in our world where we're not thinking negative thoughts.
Yeah.
We're not thinking negativity all day. We understand, and we've trained our brain through autosuggestion, through meditation, through affirmations, through mantras, through thinking positively, through seeing the bright side. We trained our mind to believe and know that we can and we will be positive in all situations. Mm-hmm. So trust me, guys, I'm not just saying this. I've been in the hospital about to die, and I was positive the entire time. Smile on my face. It doesn't matter what happens. Everything that happens is good. I know that I'm protected by God. I know that everything that happens, something good will come out of it. And it doesn't matter. I've been tested in that way. I'm not just telling you as someone who's lived a comfortable life my entire life. Nothing ever happened to me. No, I've been in the ICU for over 2 weeks. 2 weeks, guys. Monitoring tubes in my body, operations, procedures, everything. But it doesn't matter because I know that I am healthy. I know that everything that happens is good. And I know that something good will come from it. And there's a vast amount of good that has come from that situation. Started Kelly's Reiki healing journey. I started journaling every day. I started being even more into my practices. And this happened after a year of meditating every day. And that's truly what got me through the situation. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying this to tell you that I'm not just telling you as someone who's never been through it. I've been tested in these situations, and I truly believe what I'm saying. So how do you go about switching your paradigm? First, you have to write down exactly what you want. Figure out how much money you want to make in a year. Just think about the entire lifestyle that you want to have, okay? Let's just start going, because you might just think, I want a little house here. I want this here. I want this little tiny, measly car. I just want, to live, just be real.
And you have to check yourself on that, because a lot of times people, especially when they're starting out for their visualizing, be like, oh, I'll just have this. And they know really in the perfect reality, they would want a lot more. but they feel that they can't attain it. So
Exactly.
they'll go with something they feel like is doable. But you have to think as big as you possibly can.
There's so many people that believe that they could do things that weren't attainable, that weren't doable.
Mm-hmm. The Wright brothers learned how to fly.
When the Wright brothers believed that they could fly, the government was spending millions, the world was spending billions of dollars trying to learn how to fly. These two brothers in Ohio figured out how to fly. Why? Two Ohio boys figured out how to fly in the sky. You explain to me how that makes sense in your mind. Two bicycle engineers. They told them, I'm going to fly in the sky. Everyone looked at them like they're crazy. The government's been trying to do this for so long. How can you do it? You can't do it. You think they cared? What if they would have listened to them and we wouldn't have airplanes in the sky because some loser told them that they can't fly? I mean, really think about it in that aspect. You have to think about reality in a way of what you truly want. What is your dream?
And don't let anyone ever tell you can't do it, because they will tell you, even people close with you.
Oh,
and
yes.
even if they don't say it, you can feel that they're thinking it.
That's why sometimes it's good not to share your dreams with people.
That's true. You gotta
it
stay
doesn't,
strong.
to me, it doesn't matter either way. But
Yeah,
if you're one of those people, you're going to
depends.
be affected by what other people say.
Yeah.
Then maybe you should just keep it to yourself and keep that belief and that desire within. But either way, how to go about shifting your paradigm. This is what I want you to do. Write down exactly the kind of life you want to live. So let's say you're an individual, you have a high mindset because your paradigm is however much money you've made in a year. That's your paradigm. What's the most money you made in a year? What's the most money you made in a month? Okay. That's going to be what your paradigm of reality is. So let's just say you have a high vibration, and you don't believe that you have to be broke, because woke doesn't mean broke. A lot of people believe this. Oh, I have to be broke. No, you should be abundant in all facets of life. So let's say you're one of these people, because we're going to go through this together. Okay. Let's just say what kind of income do you want? Okay. Well, first let's go through the kind of lifestyle you want to live. Well, I like watches. I would like a nice watch collection. I'd like a Patek Philippe Nautilus. Maybe you want an Audemars Piguet. Maybe you want a Rolex Datejust. Maybe you want to have a Mercedes SL model. Maybe you want a Lamborghini. Maybe you just want a Range Rover. Okay, maybe you want all three. And you want a nice house, 6 bedrooms, 4-car garage. You want a vacation house in Colorado, another one in Florida. Okay. And in this, you're not even thinking about price at this point. You're just going on and on. I want all these nice things. I want to be able to help people. Oh, I can make a difference. What I really want to do, I want no one to starve in my city. I want no more poverty in my city. Okay. I thought about myself, but now what do I want to do to help other people? I want to have some kind of program where I can help people meditate. I can help people to stop starvation. I don't want anyone to go hungry again in my city. You start thinking about all these things, then you start thinking, okay, how much would that cost? So maybe you say, okay, I could do that with $3 million a year. I could do it with $12 million a year. Let's just go with $12 million a year. Then this is what I want you to start doing. Start playing with these numbers in your mind. Start playing with these numbers. Take out your calculator. And this is something Bob Proctor says to do all the time. You take out your calculator right here. Start playing with the numbers. Okay? $12 million. Divided by 12. Obviously. $1 million a month. Okay? So
how many days are in a month?
30. So again, divide that again. So we're just playing with the calculator at this point. So that's 33,000. Oh, look how synchronistic that number is, guys. All threes, baby. 9 threes. That is synchronistic right there. So 33,333.3333. So that's how much money you need to make every day. Okay. So how many hours earn a day? 24 hours. So that is $1,388 per hour. Now you start thinking, oh man, that's crazy. I don't know if I can do that. But guess what? You can make that amount per hour. I guarantee you, a lot of people, you've made this much money in an hour before. Maybe you haven't. So maybe you've closed one contract before and you made $1,300, close to $1,400. Let's just round up to $1,400. So let's just say you close that many contracts every hour, or let's just say you scale your business. You have other people closing contracts for you, or you start an online store. This is where you start thinking, guys. Maybe you do a Shopify store. Maybe you do whatever. You have an online store. If you get $1,400 in sales every single day, profit, you are making $12 million per year. Now that sounds very doable, doesn't it? So let's do the same thing. Let's say you want to make 1.5 million. Let's say 1.5 million is however much you want to make. Do the same thing. Start playing with these numbers. 1.5 million divided by 12 is $125,000 per month. Okay? $125,000 per month divided by 30 is $4,166 per day. Okay? How much is that an hour, guys? $173 an hour.
No, that's not a big number.
That is not a big number.
And you can start to play around.
That is not a big number, guys. So then you just start doing it again, playing with it. 174 times 24. Ooh, 4,176. Okay. Times 365. Yep. Over $1.5 million. That's not a lot. You make $174 an hour, man. That's not that much. So once you start playing with the numbers, you can start seeing it in your mind and believing it. Mm-hmm. Okay, if I just get $175 sales per hour online, and think about how there's billions of people in the world.
Yep.
There's billions of people in the world that want what you have to offer. So if you're just thinking, if I get that many sales per day, then your paradigm is going to shift. So play with those numbers, all right? Start doing that, because that's going to open up your mind and open up your paradigm. And once Kelly and I started playing with these numbers, I'm telling you guys, this stuff is happening with us right now as well, where our whole paradigm is shifting while we're talking to you about paradigms. Our whole reality is shifting while we're talking about reality shifts and all this stuff. So we're doing what we're talking about. It's quick. Don't think it has to take forever. Quick. Do not think, oh, it's going to change, but it's going to take years. No, it doesn't have to take years. I promise you, I started reading this book. We started doing this stuff every single day, really practicing. I'm making meditations for it. We're doing my abundance meditations. We're doing meditations for desire. This one's not even out yet, guys, but this is going to be a banger. I might just drop this tonight. This is going to be a banger, guys, because you got to think about it in this way, okay? Once you start changing that reality and you have that switch in your mind, opportunities will come.
Yes, because going back to what we said in the beginning, all of these realities exist anyway. There's already a reality where you're a millionaire, multimillionaire,
There's already
billionaire.
a reality where you're multimillionaire. And this is something
time is not real. You could get there in an instant. You just change your mind. That's it.
Exactly. And that's why I was saying every instant in time, you choose who you want to be. And I'm going to come back to that in a second. But what I want to talk about is there's 3 ways that people make income. I'm going to break down what these ways are and how the rich actually make money, because some of these are way better than others. Some of these are absolutely terrible. So number 1 is, this is the lowest tier in how most people operate in their paradigm, is trading time for money. Okay. You're trading time for money. Let's say you're working at McDonald's, okay? Let's say you're working at a corporate business. It doesn't really matter where you're working, but you show up and you get paid for hourly, all right? Or even a salary. It doesn't really matter. But that is the worst way to make money. I mean, obviously, there's different echelons of it. If you're getting paid, $3 million for an hour of your time, then okay, we'll talk. But this is just general sense.
But at the end of the day, it's time, and there's only so much time.
There's only so much time. So there's, even at the highest levels, it's gonna scale way differently depending on which level we're talking about. So number 1 is time for money. Number 2, okay, this is going to be investing. You're investing the money that you earned with the time, okay, and then trying to invest it in another company, trying to invest it in another person. And basically what you're doing whenever you say that you're going to invest money in somebody else, you're basically saying that you don't believe in yourself. I mean, this isn't the case every time, but why aren't you investing that money in yourself? Why are you investing in some company hoping that this company does this or this stock does this and this person right here does this? Because you should be doing that yourself, in yourself. Don't you believe in yourself? So number one is time for money. Number two is investing, okay? Investing money and hoping that it gets you somewhere. Now, the third way, this is how a lot of people make millions and billions and trillions of dollars. This is having multiple sources of income. So you have to really think about it this way. If you have 10 different sources of income and they each make you $10,000 a month, now you're making $100,000 per month.
Yeah. Just
off those 10 sources of income. You have to think about it in that way. Even if you have 10 sources of income, they're each making you $1,000 a month. That's $10,000 a month. And you work in your own time. You don't have to go and clock in at a job. Mm-hmm. This is something that Kelly and I do. We own a media and marketing company where we do videography, photography, product research. We do a lot of product stuff on Amazon. You'll probably see us on Amazon if you go on Amazon a lot. Okay? You very well might see us on there hustling, doing our videos. We do this podcast and all this, but we don't really make money from this. Eventually, I'm sure we will figure out how to do it, but that's not our concern right now. Our concern is just to help other people out there, okay? And then we also have a business where we sell Pokemon cards. We sell Pokemon cards. We have an Amazon FBA. I'm a real estate agent as well. Kelly is a Reiki practitioner, okay? So we have so many different sources of income, and I guarantee you I left out 3 or 4, all right? But this can go on for hours. We have so many different sources of income. So once you start adding them up, I also have a company where we clear out houses as well. Yes. And we do house clean outs. We do final cleanings and properties. It's so many different things that one month we get, a huge check from this, one month we get a huge check from that. So it really just depends. So what you have to do is switch your paradigm of reality and what you're thinking that this is how I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm going to start this company. And then after I get this up and running, I'm going to do this one. And one of the mistakes you can do is trying to do too much at once. What I would recommend is starting one company. Once you start that one company, get it up and running, and then start another one. But you have to take your time. Once you focus on one thing and truly go hard on one thing, you'd be surprised at how easy it is to just keep going and having it run itself, especially if you're building up passive income in these companies. A lot of the stuff that we do, we try and build up passive income, which is something that not enough people are trying to do. Mm-hmm.
That's a huge part because, as he said, 10 different business legs can make you 10 times the income. And especially in this day and age, there's a lot of opportunities out there that you can do from home, side hustles online. But Absolutely. You don't want to go out there and start 10 things today. And trust us, especially if you have that entrepreneur mindset and you just really want to try these ideas and you love it and you get pumped up, you get excited. Now, this is coming from our own advice. We've tried dozens of different hustles before, okay? And it comes down to there's a lot of great ideas out there. And just about anything that sounds exciting to you can take off. But if you're dipping your toe here and dipping your toe there and dipping your toe there, you're not going to get fully wet. Just your toe's going to get wet. You have to go all in with one for a bit of time and get that going, get it flowing, get into your waist. And so you can be floating in the water, and that can be floating, going, cool. And then you go to the next pond. Yeah.
I mean, we've been working, and you have to set a plan as well. You can't just be out here doing whatever. A lot of times it just comes down to research. So product research, it comes down to researching the business models. So a lot of times people are doing this and they're doing it blindly. Mm-hmm. You have to make a plan. You're not just going to get rich. You're not going to wake up one day and you're making money and you're rich. No, you have to switch your paradigm of thinking, believe that you can do it, and then you have to take the action and have a plan. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it by doing this. Okay. So it's just one of those things where if I'm saying I'm going to do this, and this, I'm going to do this, and this, I'm going to set my goals. I'm going to set my goals each time. And if you guys want, like, we've even been thinking about maybe doing a business course down the line or something, but right now we're just so busy. But we've made, like, if we go, we're making like over $60,000. Just, this is not our actual like job. This is just passive income. So in passive income, we're just making money every day off of our Amazon business, which we started a few months ago. So we're always up on trends, up on this business, that business. And you have to ingrain yourself in a mindset and be around people that are making this kind of money, making this kind of change. You have to be able to see it for yourself. And if you're not around people that are making millions upon millions of dollars, then guess what? The internet exists. Mm-hmm. You need to curate your internet and use it to your advantage. Don't just feed into whatever they're showing you on TikTok, booties bouncing, money here, this and goofy stuff, jokes, pranks, all this crazy kooky stuff.
Going out and throwing bottles or whatever.
Yeah, you need to model your social media after people who are going to get it. People who have the right mindset. People who are making money, making moves, saying the things that you want to be, that you want to say yourself, that you believe yourself, that you need to hear in your mind. These are the kind of people you need to be going after and curating your social media around. So guess what? Our social media, if there's something going on, we hear about it. Mm-hmm. We're not missing an opportunity. If there's a new program out there, if there's a new, it doesn't matter what it is, we hear about it and we're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're coming. So, there's some real killers out there, guys. There's real killers out there like us. We're not messing around. Mm-mm. We're some real killers when it comes to this business stuff.
We're killers on Amazon Influencer.
Yeah, well, so
I know you probably don't really know what that is, but
I mean, everything that we do, I'm going to get it. I'm making over 400 meditations, and I'm not even getting paid for it. Mm-hmm. So everything I do, I have that enthusiasm. I have that killer mindset, that quickness mentality. And once you have that mentality, that'll spark around everybody around you. Next thing you know, everyone around you is moving different. They're ready to go. They're going up. Okay, let's get it. Let's go. They're looking at you. You're up and you're getting it every day. No matter what, you're working hard. You're doing your thing. They're going to be, I got to do my thing. Yeah. And if you're around people that are like that they're ready to go, they're ready to get it, they're ready to listen, they're ready to do it, you're going to push each other. But if you're around people that, hey, they're jealous of you, they don't like your energy, mm-hmm. then you need to separate from those kind of people.
Got to.
Because everybody around me, everybody in my circle, they're getting, I promise you. I'm making a promise to you right now, they're getting it. I'm not even associated. If I hear one negative thing out of your mouth, you'll never hear from me again. I promise you. If I hear one negative thing, I'll tell you one time. And if you keep doing it, you keep saying it. If I feel that energy dropping, I'm gone. I can't take it. I can't take negative people around me. I can't have them in my aura. I can't even be around it. Even if you're not doing it around me and I heard you're doing it, I can tell, I can smell it on you. You can feel a vibration shift. You can tell when someone's negative. You can tell when someone is just angry, is just jealous, is just spiteful. You can feel it. And you don't want to be that kind of person. You want to be someone with a pure heart, a pure spirit. I shake your hand. I tell you I'm going to do something. I'm doing it. It's just like that. And that's the kind of person you want to aspire to be. So another thing that I want you guys to do, which goes into this instant reality switch and changing every instant in time, this is something that I do myself, okay? I want you to start looking in the mirror and picturing the person that you want to become and feeling that you are that person and seeing that person. So look in the mirror every day, stare at yourself whenever you wake up and before you go to bed, and see yourself as being that person already and feel it. Feel that desire, feel that gratitude. And from that point forward, that's going to help you get in that mindset and connect you to everything that is. And Kelly said something the other night about gratitude that was just so insightful. It was just so spectacular. You want to touch on that, Kelly? Because people need to hear this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it just kind of came to me. I think it was during meditating or maybe right after, but I was just thinking about the now, and I just realized that, you know, when you feel excited, it's a really important feeling to feel, and it will help you attract things. And the law of excitement is a law itself, just like the law of attraction. It's basically goes hand in hand. But excitement is always about something in the future, right? You're so excited that it's about to happen, that it's coming. But gratitude is essentially excitement for the now. And that's why gratitude is key. It's the top of all feelings that you can feel. Because the now, as we all know, is the most important. Excitement is really good, really important. It's going to get you on that right wavelength, going to get you in that right vibration. It's going to have you looking forward to things. But again, for sure, looking forward. And when you have that same type of energetic feeling for what you have around you right this second, right now, that is gratitude. And so that is why gratitude is so important, because it's the highest vibration you can feel for right now, as well as love, of course.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying that whenever you look in the mirror and you feel it now, you're feeling it now, in this instant. That is so important. That's priceless. This is priceless stuff that you can change now. And I promise you, once you start looking at yourself differently and taking care of yourself differently, and if you're saying, looking in the mirror and saying, I'm a multi-millionaire, I'm an inspiration, I help everybody around me, you start to feel, you get up, you just, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go today. You might dress a little nicer that day. You might feel a little different. However that person is going to be, you need to start becoming that person. Is that person dressed nicer? What does that person do? Are they nicer to people? Are they more relaxed because they don't have to worry about anything? They're just in the flow. They're relaxing. If you ever see a nice car drive by you, I mean real nice, a Bentley, a nice Mercedes, brand new, just look at the person driving in that car, man. They're on the highway. They're relaxing. They don't care. They're not in a hurry to get anywhere. They're just driving.
Not a care in the world.
They're just in the flow because they don't have to worry about anything. That's the mindset that you need to be in. You need to be in the flow, in harmony with everything.
And don't look at them and think, don't let yourself start thinking, oh, must be nice, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucky them. Figure out why you're getting those blocks and cut it out.
That's great, Kelly, because you should look at them and think, they're not smarter than me. They're not better than me in any way. So I deserve all of these things.
Yeah.
I deserve to have a nice car. I deserve to have a nice place to be, a nice house, a nice family, nice watch, nice whatever you want. I deserve to help people all around the world. I deserve it because I exist. And they deserve it too. Don't look at them and think they don't deserve it or this and that or whatever negativity you're thinking, because that's going to block you from your blessings. Because we're all one. You have to have that connection inside and truly feel it inside of your heart and in your mind that you love everything and you have that love and that harmony for everybody. Which is so beautiful. You got anything else, Kelly? Because that's some good information we're dropping right there.
I think that's the bomb has been dropped.
Perfect, man.
We'll leave it at that.
Han Podcast, baby. Check us out every week. We're going to be dropping new episodes. See you in the next one.
Thank you for watching.
Hey guys, Han Meditations here, and I'm so excited to bring you guys a new meditation album, Entranced to Serenity, streaming now on all platforms. See you there.